Jimbo's Garage.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to Jimbo's Garage. Well, yes. A buddy of mine had recently purchased a storage unit here in town, and in the back half of the storage unit has built a loft. And he asked me if I could make some sort of metal ladder or stairs with a handrail that could access his loft. And that's what we're going to do here today. I don't have any plans. We're just going to build as we go, and I'm sure whatever we build will work just fine. Let's get started on today's video. All right, so the first thing I need to do is figure out the angle, and it just so happens that the shelf I have in my shop right here is exactly the height as their loft. So I'm using this giant, I don't know, angle finder, or I don't know, T-square, whatever it may be called, and the thing works pretty good for big jobs like this. And then I just transferred it over to my small little angle finder right there to make the measurements. Now we're using some 2-inch square tube 063, 1/16 of an inch thick wall here, and I chose this because I just thought that might be a pretty good size. It's lightweight, it's strong, it's going to work well for what we're using it for. So I just went ahead and got the two legs of this ladder, if you will, cut up, and now this is some 3/16 by 2-inch flat bar stock, and I'm making the tabs for the top and bottom of the rails that are going to attach to the concrete surface and to the loft itself. So I'm just marking for some holes I got to get drilled here, and once I got that done, I'm taking them over to my mill. Now, you know what? I've been using this a lot more than my drill press lately, just because it's just super strong and super fast. I just clamp it in there, and boy, it cuts through this super fast. And where the drill press is just kind of slow. But anyways, this worked out really good. And once I got that all done, got the holes drilled out, it was time to get a little radius put on here, and thought that the coffee cup might be the perfect radius that we need for this. So that's what I did. Just marked them out, and then took them over to the burr king and just cut them right down. It's nice having really good quality tools in the shop, such as this burr king. I mean, literally, I was using a Ryobi belt sander before this for years, and it was okay. But man, this thing here cuts this metal like butter, super fast. It's really nice to have good quality tools in the shop. I'm trying to get these things welded on here, and I'm just using a strong hand. This is a angle mag, I guess, if you will. You see these things are fully adjustable, and I'm able to hold all kinds of things in place. Perfect for this situation right here. I'm just getting these things tacked into place, and then we're going to go ahead and weld these things all the way around, both top and bottom. You might be seeing me wearing the Black Stallion gloves. I've gone through several different manufacturers from different welding supply stores all over the place, and these, by far, at least for me, are the most comfortablest gloves. This company here makes a variety of different gloves for TIG welding, MIG welding, stick welding, and for me, they fit my hands perfectly. They're very good quality, and they're just very comfortable. Very important when you're doing fabrication like this. So these tabs are going to work out really good. This is good top and bottom side. And once I got that done, I just grabbed the angle grinder right there and just ground down everything and smoothed everything off. That's one thing I like to do. And there they all are, or there they are, I should say. And now it's time to get the rungs put on. And this is a good reason why I hang on to a lot of the drops I've used for projects in the past. This is 2-inch square tube, exactly what I'm using. And you can see all the pieces that I was able to accommodate or accumulate right there, I should say, to make this project work. And I'm just glad to be able to use the material and rather than have it just stacked up there. And again, like I said, look at the waste. I'm going to be able to use all of these things and just have these small little end pieces left over. It's absolutely perfect. I don't have any problems getting rid of small pieces like that. Sometimes if they're a little bit bigger, I hang on to them. I throw them in a box. I use them for practice welding on. That's a good thing too. Okay, so there they are, and I'm just putting them in. Now, I'm not. I think this was about 18 inches wide, and that is, there was no specifications to it, but that's what I think I decided was a comfortable width. And then you can see me right here. I'm using that angle gauge, angle finder, if you will, using the same angle to put the treads in as I did for the rails, top and bottom. So when you're standing on the ladder, you're walking up the ladder. At least the rungs are they're square to your feet. At least that's the idea, anyway. So once I get started right here, just clamping everything together. Now these things are exactly the same width, so both top and bottom, after I laid everything out to be sure everything is going to work evenly, I got them clamped together. And then as I worked my way down, I also used this bar clamp to squeeze things together nice and tight to be sure that everything is going to end up being nice and square. Working off the HTP ProPulse 200, that's my go-to machine. The thing is so smooth, and I love using this machine. It's between this and the 2400, and I use them both. This thing is pretty smooth. I like it. So these things, once I got them all tacked into place, you can see that there's actually 3 sides that's going to be welded. The back side is kind of out in the air, hanging off the back side. I'm not too worried about that. It's going to be plenty strong. And before I welded everything out, I wanted to rest it up there, and you can see that the ladder fit perfectly. I liked everything about it, and so I took advantage of welding as much as I could of these rungs while the thing was in place. I'm getting older. It's just getting hard for me to bend over anymore. So hey, if it works real good and it's comfortable for me, I'm all about that. So I got as much as I could get done there, and now I'm over to the welding table. And again, not a bad deal here, So just went ahead and finished these things out. Like I said, it's not a very heavy ladder, so I mean that's a good thing. They don't plan on moving it. It's going to be anchored to the ground, but still, it's plenty strong. This will support a lot of weight, and I think the 2-inch diameter is pretty functional. And then I'm just going ahead and I'm welding these things out, all 3 sides, all the way around. And now it's time for the handrail. Now this is the most challenging part for me on this was making this handrail, because I had no plans at all. I just was piecing this thing together how I think it should be. I wanted it to look aesthetically right. I didn't want to have a big tall thing sticking off this ladder that was going to look awkward. I wanted it to look proportionally correct but yet be functional. So I'm using this 1-inch square tube I thought was totally adequate for what we're using, and after measuring it, I decided that about 13 inches off of the ladder itself would be a comfortable size and look aesthetically pleasing as well. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting the braces in the center right here, get them all even, spaced, and squared up, and be sure that everything gets welded all the way around here. And once I did that, I'm just stuck it into place, clamped everything, pulled everything in to be sure everything is right square and right where I want it to be. And once I did that, I just checked for level, checked for plumb, and then just tacked everything into place. Again, this is just something that I'm doing. I'm hoping this is going to work, and so far so good. I'm pretty pleased the way this is turning out. I'm off to a good start. The hardest part is going to be up here on the top part of the ladder, and this was the challenging part for me. It just wasn't certain what to do or how to do it. But anyways, we're going to get it done here. I just want to finish welding everything out on this part because I know this isn't going anywhere. And now it's time to start working on the top part. And once I got a couple of the angles figured out that I needed, it was just a matter of time to start tacking everything into place. Took a lot longer than doing this top part of the handrail. Took a lot longer than I thought, because there was just a lot of thought that had to go into it, and a lot of angles, and trying to get those angles was a bit of a challenge to me. But ultimately, I got it figured out. So this top part right here, if you're trying to figure out what it is as you step up onto the loft from the top of the ladder, this extends up about 3 feet and about 2 feet out, and that gives you the bar to hang onto as you get onto the loft itself. You can see I'm using those wood spacers. I hang on to all my random scrap sizes for wood pieces. They come in handy for this exact purpose right here. Those things work out. I have a whole bunch of different sizes that they work out really good. Flipped it over, and this is just finishing up the very last of the welds right here. And the only thing left to do at this point was to get the angle grinder and go along here and just smooth off all the welds and get everything smooth. This is a handrail. I want everything to be smooth, and so there it is. Wipe it down with some acetone. This stuff comes with comes from the metal supply store with a coat of oil on it. And so once I got everything cleaned all off, I just put a couple of good coats of some black on here. That's all it needed. No primer. This is inside the shop, so I'm not too worried about it. It's not going to be outside. And pretty much that's about it. It looks really good. I'm pleased with the way it turned out. And there it is, getting ready to ship, all painted up and ready to go. And there it is installed, worked perfectly, everything dropped right into place. That was a great little project. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more videos.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.